Welcome back to Making with Mihir. In today's episode, we'll be building an incredibly powerful LED panel. What we need for this project is a piece of plywood. This is about 18 inches by 12 inches of plywood. The size of the plywood completely depends on the number of LEDs you're using. Now, before we start, we need to plan out how the stand will work because the stand is really important. I'm going to use this square L bracket here to mount this onto my stand. You'll see how it works out later in this video. I'm going to use some nuts and bolts to go ahead and attach this now. Okay, so we're going to be using some strip LEDs for this project. I've chosen some warm white LEDs as anyways because of camera connection, it will, whiten out the light a little bit. Now, according to how much I have here, I've decided that for this piece of plywood, 18 rows with which are 35 centimeters long work perfectly. So I'm going to go ahead and cut those into segments now. Okay, so now that I have 18 of these cut out, these will be my 18 rows. I'm going to go ahead and make some markings on the plywood just so that I can mount them all perfectly and it looks a little neat. Okay, now that you've placed all your LEDs, you can probably do a better job than this. I wasn't too great with keeping them all equally spaced, but that's fine. We need to divide this whole thing into three groups because I want three powers: low, medium, and high, just in case I want to take some different types of shots. If you want more, you can just divide it into four, five, six, how many ever you want. Okay, so to control the brightness of our panel, we're going to have three groups as I mentioned earlier. We're not going to have the whole panel controlled by potentiometers as you don't need that fine light control, and anyways adding a high wattage potentiometer would increase the price as well as the fact that by getting warm it would be wasting electricity. So how do we wire this up with the switches? Well, on the left side, all the negative terminals of the same group will get connected together, and on the right side, all the positive terminals of the same group will get connected together. The collective positive terminals of the three groups will go to 12 volts through a switch, and the negative terminals will all connect together and go to the negative terminal. It's that simple. Okay, so to wire it up, I'm going to be using this thick GI wire. Solder sticks to it decently well enough, but it's nice and thick and it'll be perfect for this application.
One eternity later.
Okay, as you can see, I have soldered up everything. All the negative terminals of every segment is connected on the left, and all the corresponding positive terminals of each segment are connected together. Now, if I take the positive terminal and touch each segment, segment 1, segment 2, and segment 3 will light up when I touch the corresponding terminals. Now, all we need to do is install the switches and wire up the positive terminals through them. Okay, as I mentioned earlier, I attached the three wires coming from the three groups to three switches, which then go to positive and negative of the 12-volt battery. Because I have three switches, I have three brightness settings: 1, 2, and 3. Before we go and test this, we do have to make a stand. Okay, so I've reattached this L bracket to the back of the lighting panel right here, and I'm going to attach it now through the holes in the L panel to this piece of wood right here. This is what's going to keep it hoisted up. Okay, now that I've got the lighting panel attached to this pole, obviously we're gonna need some way of keeping this pole hoisted up. So for that, I'm gonna use this drum chair stand. All I'm gonna do is take this and just hose clamp it onto the side. If you want this project to be really permanent, you can either build one of these for yourselves or just use some nuts and bolts to join it instead of hose clamps. Okay, the LED panel and the LED stand are complete. Now we need to go and see how bright these are and especially how good they look on the camera after color processing. Okay, we're in a pitch black room standing behind the LED panel. This is brightness setting 1. This is 2 and this is 3. As you can see, the LED panel is extremely bright and it's lit up my whole room. So brightness is not a problem. Okay, what you're seeing right now is a shot of my soldering iron with my regular lighting setup, which is my desk lamp. What you're seeing now is a shot of my soldering iron with the new LED panel. As you can see, there's a clear difference and clearly the LED panel is winning. And there you have it, your incredibly simple 3-power LED panel. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and as always, have a great day.